Mike, I watched the game off and on, had it on the radio a little bit, and what kept coming to my mind was Galen Hall, Jay Paterno were running the offense. Was it like a homecoming for them as well? Mm-hmm. They took the names off the back of the uniform. It looked like an old offense under Galen Hall and Jay Paterno out there as a and Anthony Morelli was at quarterback, correct?
Okay, now that hurts.
Well, that's what it looked like.
That's putting the dagger in deep.
I'm
Starkey.
Sorry if you. I mean, I didn't pay for that game.
It was an abysmal performance by Penn State on Saturday.
What is wrong with the offense, and is it fixable?
Well, I think what's wrong with the offense right now is almost entirely the offensive line. Okay. I think it's starting to crawl into Christian Hackenberg's head and his confidence that he can't climb the pocket, he can't step into throws, he's constantly looking around for trouble coming because trouble is almost always coming. I don't know that I've ever seen a football team dragged down by one position group. I really think Penn State is pretty solid everywhere else but the offensive line. You know, I got home on Saturday's game was an early game, so I got home and watching a little bit of Notre Dame and Syracuse. And, you know, the most basic running play in the world where you hand it and he runs inside and you go for 4 yards. And I thought to myself, Penn State can't do that. They can't. It's like the most basic football thing in the world. It's not an option for Penn State. So, you know, can it be fixed? I don't think the offensive line can get above mediocre this year. I don't think that's realistic. It takes time, and that's not going to happen. I think maybe they can do some things X and O wise to at least be the best they can be under these circumstances. I suggested in the paper the other day they go to a spread look with two tight ends and two wide guys, two tight ends in the slots, and Hackenberg in the shotgun, rollouts. Where were the stretch running plays and the toss sweeps that worked against UMass? Right. Where were they on Saturday? I don't know. I think the tight ends are more useful as receivers than they are as blockers. I think while James Franklin may not like that, I think maybe he has to accept it and try to make the most of it. And you know, it is certainly a salvageable season at this point. I mean, there's some wins left on the schedule, and they're 4-1, and it can happen. Right. But obviously, some of the problems that they have were writ large on Saturday.
Yeah, really were exposed. But 4-1, and basically this wasn't the loss I had them having. I had it probably going to be the Central Florida game.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Did you not have them 4-1 right now?
Yeah.
If you were going through the schedule,
yeah.
This is right where they were. Although you look at this and the way they pulled out these games, they could be 5-0 going into the bye week with a Michigan team that's reeling. So as a Penn State fan, sometimes I know the fans have been telling me they're frustrated with this. Was this game as much the offensive line was the problem, or were Penn State players looking ahead a little bit and overlooking Northwestern? The bye week, Michigan, we can beat Michigan.
Well, I don't know.
It just seemed like they're lackadaisical.
I don't know if looking ahead is right, but I do think. Okay, we're really looking for, maybe we're looking forward to this bye week where this is sort of we just need to get through this game and then kind of a thing. Okay. Whereas Northwestern is for them, it's kind of we're making a stand. Yep. We figured something out now, and we know what we are, and we're going to be that now. We're going to show that we can be that now. I thought, you know, sort of the mental and emotional, motivational side of it was in Northwestern's
Philadelphia Eagles
favor.
Philadelphia Eagles used to have trouble with the bye weeks, too. They used to lose a lot of games right before a bye week. But then Andy Reid always had them winning right after the bye week. This gets James Franklin in their head now.
Yeah.
He has full 2 weeks to lose this game.
Yeah.
They will come back very motivated for Michigan now because this was not their performance.
And as our own Gordy Jones had in today's paper, who had a piece today, Franklin's record going into a bye week, not very good. After a bye week, same as Andy Reid.
Okay.
Very, very good.
Did anybody stand out Penn State-wise from this game?
I thought Mike Hall was tremendous. I think he had 16 tackles. It seemed like more than that. 9 solo tackles, which is more than twice as many as anybody else on either team. Mm-hmm. I thought and it wasn't just Penn State's getting beat at the point of attack, so the middle linebackers making tackles. It wasn't just that. He was all over the field and really disrupting things. I thought he was terrific.
Trevor Williams on the other side. You always think of Lucas on the one side. Williams had another pretty good game. He had early on when he did it with the fake field goal.
Yeah.
Kept Penn State in the game. The defense, I think, overall, was really what reminded me of the old defenses had to keep him in the game because the offense was struggling.
I thought the defense was good. However, I do think Northwestern played real fast early, up-tempo, didn't allow Penn State to do all the things it likes to do in terms of shifting around and positional, or I mean, changing out packages and stuff. And that had Penn State back on its heels a little bit, and they did score 2 touchdowns early in the game. So that might be something. That might be a little bit of an issue going forward. But you're right, the defense has been pretty good. Most things have been pretty good. One thing has been really, really, really bad.